Welcome back, traders, to another episode of xauusd trading strategy, weekly highs and lows technical analysis. I hope your trades today have gone really well in regards to gold. There were a couple obviously signals that I put in the Saturday video and they all panned out. Okay, I mean, if you got greedy it would not have worked out, but if you kept it simple you would have gotten paid, bottom line, right? And with that said, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. All right. So with that covered, we're going to get straight into it. Now, before we do, I just want to answer one comment that got put on the video of Saturday, which came from unreleased music plug 1309, and he basically says, hasn't the 2,749.41 FVG been mitigated already? And by that he's meaning the wick, and I should zoom down to the 5 minutes, and if he's wrong I shouldn't feel shy to correct him. Well, first off, my friend, you're not actually wrong, because price has come into the FVG. Okay, so price came into the FVG in the early, price came into the FVG at the end of, when I was making the video on the Saturday. So this was price right here, this black wick going in. Okay, and then we can see in the early hours of this morning, Monday the 28th, price moved away and came all the way down back into the zone that I called out earlier, which was 2,734.45. so that was my first kind of TP level that I mentioned early, before I recommended this one, or before I mentioned this one I should say, recommend, wrong choice of word, right? And then it went back into the area again, and this was your best opportunity to actually ride it down, and then it came back to that zone. So say if you was fast enough to do it, because I believe on the Monday this morning when price came out, right, that this wick, this bearish candle, it flew all the way down. Let me go down to the 5 minutes to see if it even took a, if it even gave a break, or if it just flew straight down. Right, so as you can see, like, it just flew all the way down. Let's even go down to the 1 minute, see if there was any kind of slowdown as it did its thing. Let's go down to the slowdown. Nope. See, at the beginning of market in the early hours of the morning, market flew all the way down, so you wouldn't have even have had the chance to even get in. It was that quick, right? It just flew all the way down, and we're looking at this on the 1 minute, right? So let's go back to the hour. So you would have had a second opportunity to get in, to ride it down to this level over here, and this was the TP zone that I was talking about. This one right here, this one right here was the TP zone that I was talking about. And the question that unreleased music plug basically mentioned, he's talking about this FVG up here. Okay, right, and he measured at the highest point of that FVG. Normally I would have just done the gap just to keep it clear, right, so that everyone knows that we're talking about this zone. But either way, but yeah, but you are right, you're not wrong, you're not wrong. And moving forward, we had an opportunity over here where you could have got in again, right? And now you could get in at this level again, right? But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would wait. You could get in at this level because price has already gone into the FVG. It's now pulling away now, as we can see of the making of the video. It's right here, okay? And it could come back down to this level again. Bottom line is, reason why I say I wouldn't do that is because this whole thing is now gone into a range up here, right? And one thing that I tell anyone that's interested in trading, or anyone that trades, okay, is you always want to avoid the range. Even if you want to get it right, you want to avoid the range. But some of us, we've got itchy fingers, we want to get into the market. Getting into the market when it looks like this is very dangerous, right? It's very dangerous. My opinion, just wait it out, and one way or the other is going to give you a clear signal, and then you can take action on that one. So with that covered, now let's start preparing for what we could possibly need to look out for say from tomorrow onwards, right? So let's get rid of all of these because we don't need them for now. Okay, so we have an idea what's going on here, okay? And also as well, we have a bit of a channel forming, so you want to keep an eye on this channel just to see what it does, So let's have a quick look. I'm just seeing this, if this whole thing makes any sense at all. Okay. All right. So now that we've gotten all this stuff kind of worked out, exactly what's happening, and there was another FEG in this area that we missed last week as well, but that's gone, so we're not even going to worry about that. So now let's look at what we've got now. Let's look at all the situations we've got now and how we can best make the most of it, right? So what we have right now is we have another FEG in this area right now, a bullish FEG that kind of supports my bias of gold being in an uptrend, right? Which it is in an uptrend still. It hasn't come down yet. And so this is the zone that we're looking at, and we want to see, because there's a couple more hours until market closes, we want to see if price comes into this zone, right? So the FEG in question is, this is the zone, right? Top side, bottom side of that FEG. Let me change the font of the color of that to black. Let's change that to black also. Okay, so this is the zone in question. On the high side, 2738.93, right? High side of the FEG. The low side of the FEG is 2734.89. Okay, this is the zone, right? So we are expecting something like this. Since this FEG has already been tapped, it's now a weak FEG. Okay, so what I'm expecting is something like this. Price could do something like this. From where it is, come into the FEG, blast past this FEG, and head into this one over here. Okay, this is what I think price could do between now and tomorrow. All right, and this trend, or the ascending flag that I'm drawing at right now, okay, and bearing in mind, this is just a drawing. It doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean anything until price kind of responds to it. So we have a FEG in this zone right here. Okay, the trend line that I've done is supporting the high and the lows of this current trend at the moment. And at the moment, we've only had one touch on either side. Actually, no, wait, two touches. If I bring it down to this level. Two touches. I'm going to highlight those areas for you now. So we've got two touches on the bottom and one touch at the top. Okay. This one hasn't touched. This one hasn't touched, but there is an opportunity that it could launch off and then blast past it to get to this one and then visit this particular FEG. All right. If that situation does present itself, then what I'm going to be doing, because right now I do not have a position in gold, and I'm waiting for the best setup I can get in gold right now, right? And I don't mind waiting. I'll wait however long I need to wait, but I'm not getting in until I get the setup that I'm after. But in making this video, I know that some of you just want to get into the market. So what it is I will do is I will point out opportunities that you may not have seen, and then if you do want to get in, then that's on you. But remember, I've done the work. I expect you to do the work, so that everything that you're hearing makes absolute sense before you commit your hard-earned capital to anything that you hear, because we all know making money ain't easy out here. So I mean, unless you're doing this, right? But bottom line is, I don't want you to lose money unnecessarily, right? So I'll do my best to give you the best possible advice possible to help you make sure that you don't lose when you are trading. So this is how I think market will pretty much behave between now and tomorrow. It's what I'm kind of expecting, right? So moving forward, let's see what else we can see in this situation over here, right? So we have another untapped FEG, a really small one, bullish FEG right here that has not been tapped also. Okay, so we've got one here, both haven't been tapped. So we kind of need to look at what is happening in this area right now, okay, to see exactly what happens. So bottom line is this: if price finds its way into this level right here, okay, and I was trading, but I would not take this trade because the potential that it has isn't really what I'm looking for. I kind of want to be in a gold trade for a couple of days where it's just moving in one direction. If I can get it, I want to be in it for about, say, a month where it's just moving in one direction. Okay, it supports my risk management analysis, so therefore I'm not in the market all the time. I just go in, I find a really good setup, I sit in that for a month, get paid, wait for the other setup to appear, and then do the same thing as well. So that's kind of my vibe, what I aim to be my trading strategy moving forwards, right? So FVG down here, right? And let me mark out these zones for you as well. Let me mark out these zones for you as well. So we've got FVG down here. So that's the top side. That's the bottom side of that FVG, right? And as you can see by the numbers on here, the top side 2723.35 and the bottom is 2722.73. Okay, so we want to know, is price going to bounce from this level, or is price going to come all the way down from where it is and tap into this level, right? The signal that I talked about in the previous video was that you should be taking your sells from up here if you wanted to take these trades, right? You wanted to be taking your sells from up here, and you can go back and look at Saturday's video where I give the precise numbers as to what this level is, right? So if you do decide that you want to take this move up here, okay, bearing in mind you have missed it, you can still do it, right? But looking at the time, what it is right now, is it worth it? No, it ain't. So as it stands, the main levels that I'm looking out for, price hasn't gone anywhere near it as it stands. And that is the weekly low over here and the weekly high up here. These are the two main levels I am looking for. That's going to give me confidence to say if I should enter the market or not. As it stands, I'm not trading at all. I'm just monitoring the situation, and these are my assessment, the type of actions you can take in the market if you want to. And on saying that, it's important I say this: I am not a financial advisor, and I'm not giving you financial advice. All actions you take based on information you've seen on this channel, you are 100% responsible for, right? I am hoping that you've done the work and not just working blindly off what I'm telling you, right? I'm hoping you've done the work, but however, actually there is no however. You have to do the work. You have to make sure you go and double check the work that I've done to make sure it all makes sense before you commit your hard-earned capital. You can't follow people, right? I'm only aiding for, I'm only giving ideas based on what it is that I'm looking at. And also in saying that, it's important I say this, which is what I just said earlier. I'm just a regular person. I am not a financial advisor. So you really got to like do the work on what it is that I say to make sure it all makes sense before you commit your hard-earned capital to anything I tell you, right? Because believe you me, I do everything myself, right? And I want you, if you're not already doing it, to do that for yourself also. So with that little rant out the way, right? Because reason why I had to put that rant in there is because I had another little message from Jake Paul 1273. He says, I will take you in the prison if you lie, dude. That's what he said. He posted that in the video, that if I am lying, he's going to take me in the prison, right? Now, I don't know how many times that's why I keep saying what it is that I say in regards to the disclaimer, right? You need to do the work. You need to do the work. Okay, let me give you another rant. You see this thing that we're doing on this channel right here, what it is that we're discussing, the power of it is absolutely insane, okay? This has the power to completely set you free, right, from the rat race, okay? Most of the people out here that are giving you strategies and all this kind of stuff, okay, with the exception of ITC, and there is another guy that I run into, but I can't remember his name, right, okay? They're the only guys that are actually telling you something that you can work with, but they're not giving you the full picture, right? Nobody's giving you the full picture. What it is you're expected to do is do the work. Like if you want this to be your thing, okay, there's guys out there that will help you on that journey. Because someone like myself, why I'm doing what it is that I'm doing right now is by me doing it, I improve. I am literally improving as I do this, right? So if you was to go back and watch my very first video I did in regards to the markets and watch the videos that I do now, you're gonna see there's been a vast improvement in terms of my trading, my psychology, everything, okay? Because I know how important it is for me to do the work, because nobody's going to do it for me. So Mr. Jake Paul 1273, okay, do the work, bro. I've done some of the work for you. You can do the rest, and by doing the rest, you're only gonna get better, okay? Because no one out here is gonna give you 100% of all the answers. Okay, so right about now, you should be seeing two thumbs. One of them is gonna be on backtesting, and the other is gonna be on the previous video to this one. So with all of that covered, I will see you all on the next one.